Hello, welcome back for the season finale of Animus Absentis. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen this time. Before we jump into all the action and everything, I'm going to say a few words about sponsors, let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll hop into it. So for sponsors, let me just get those links into chat. They are Fundamental RPG. It looks like this. It's what Animus runs on, as well as a couple other games that we've had on the channel this season. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to any genre, so you can use it to play any type of game that you would like. You can pick up the physical copies on Amazon, or if you prefer digital versions, you can pick up a PDF of it at coffee.com/raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. Also at that same website, coffee.com/raven, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life, apparel, drinkware, and accessories, and cool stuff like that with a tabletop theme to it. So go check that out. And then Die Hard Dice at dieharddice.com. If you use the code Blackfeather, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off of your order. And there's a link to one of their really cool dice bags that looks like this. Has a really cool lining to it that you can go check out straight from chat. They're really cool. They're about $4 for that one. So it's really easy to get several of them and organize your dice however you'd like, whether you do that by size or color or how poorly they roll or how well they roll, so you can set up your dice jails. But yeah, go check all of that out. And then if you want to catch up on the show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All that out of the way, we'll go to the top left with Jay. Tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hi everyone, there's a vacuum in the background, don't mind that. I'm Jay, or Alien Jays. I'm a writer and a game dev. You can find me on Twitter or itch.io. Tonight I'm playing Sparky, who is currently trying to suss out any remainder of their clone background on Mars, and hoping, actually, that nothing pops up. Maybe this is one of those times that less is more. They are, or used to be, an assassin for the cartel, and now they're the resident planner, anxious haver, and overthinker.
Awesome. Next we've got V. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I'm an artist. I work primarily in watercolor and pencil sketch, excuse me, as well as some digital art. Currently out of commission right now on that front because my laptop died. So waiting to see if I can revive that to get all my art files back, because that would be fantastic. But I do have an art Twitter if you would like to check out my stuff, which is at Pepero Draws, and that's Pepero like the candy. Every time I say that, I wonder to myself if Pepero actually classifies as a candy, because technically it's a biscuit with chocolate on it, but a conversation for another day, it's fine. I usually, I don't know, I said candy one time and I stuck with it. It's the intro now. That's all I can do. Up on my art Twitter, you'll find some anime stuff. I just participated in Art Fight, which I believe was last month. Yes, maybe July. Yes, July. And then recently I started posting some original character content again, which I'm super, super happy about. Some characters that I haven't drawn in a little while, so check those out. But yeah, I play Annie. She is kind of like Space Anonymous, I guess. Before finding the crew, she kind of worked as like this Robin Hood figure, where instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, she would steal from the rich companies and sell to the slightly less rich companies. So, you know, she had the spirit. But yeah, now that she's with the crew, she has her little brother back. She also has her memories back, so that's fantastic. And they're just trying to survive here. We've been through so much in the past 50 odd episodes, so here's hoping for 50 more without incident, I guess. But yeah, that's me and Annie.
Awesome. Next, let's see here. Sorry, my computer just gave me a notification and then isn't pulling it up. Okay. Anyways, Cand, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Can Chaos. I'm a digital artist. You can find me at Can Chaos Art on Twitter. I'm gonna be a little bit off sounding tonight. I got stung by a wasp about an hour ago. I'm a little bit loopy on meds, but I'm here. I play Billy Briggs. She's fairly new to the crew. Uh, Kind of a little bit very confused by the crew because they're weird, but they're a lot better than where she was, and they seem to be determined to help her out. So yeah, Billy is very very new to the outside of the mining colony on asteroid belt that she grew up in, and is a wonderful bit of commentary about where I view capitalism and space going.
Awesome. Next, we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about Captain and yourself.
I'm Goody, and I play Captain, who is a Black Ops murder droid. She is doing her best to deal with the humans on board and just, fly the ship and try to help everyone stay alive. She doesn't necessarily have human emotions, but she does process and understand things in her own way and is trying to understand how humans do the same thing, because many people seem very focused on their emotions and how they feel, and she's like, well, can't relate. So yeah, she's just doing her best being the captain, and she's also haunting Mars.
Yes. Awesome. That just leaves me. So I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or adjacent. My link tree is in chat, or if you can't see that, it is linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face. And yeah, I play everybody else in the galaxy, including Daisy, Liam, and Seth, who are 3 NPCs that are on the ship, and the Doctor, who is also on the ship. Speaking of, last session, we ended up, Annie was following our good Doctor as they were going on a little shopping trip, and Annie didn't quite notice this, but they managed to make a dead drop. They dropped a piece of paper with some information on it
Ma'am, must you rub salt in my wound? Ow, with the lemon juice and the salt. Why must you treat me this way?
I'm sorry. But yes, they did manage to get the dead drop off. So a piece of paper in a sort of bio disposal unit thing. And we ended with someone retrieving that and taking it somewhere. Currently, we've got Captain and our NPC trio off doing some photo shoots because Jonah, who works for the Jameson Group media sort of news outlet, wants pictures of the cryptid on Mars. So they're doing that, and wow, my brain just went completely blank. I'm also moving tomorrow, so I've spent all day packing and whatnot, so I'm a little out of it myself. Yeah, they're getting pictures of the captain for that, and that's still going on. And then Annie was following the Doctor around, but the Doctor went back into the ship. So where was Annie going from there?
I believe I said that Annie was going to the caves to catch up with everybody.
Okay. Then yeah, it doesn't take you very long to do that, to get there. I assume you're going to take like a cab or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Then yeah, you're able to flag down a cab, no problem. They charge you a reasonable rate, and you're able to go catch up with Captain and the rest of the kids. What do you say when you approach?
Annie doesn't really say anything about her shenanigans, I don't think. Unless anybody specifically asks her about it. She just kind of joins the group and joins in on the photo taking.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a whole lot happening outside of just taking pictures. The area that you're currently moving around in isn't too treacherous, so it's pretty easy to just look around, take in the natural beauty of Mars and all the caves, and look at some cool rocks and things like that. There are some options for some more treacherous areas where you could get some really cool pictures that Seth kind of explains. Like, you know, there's these caves that are a little deeper down. It looks a lot, probably a lot creepier. And there's a lot of cool stuff that we could explore, but it's a little more advanced. You'd have to rappel down some rock walls and things like that. So you have the option to go do that, or to sort of call it there and head back.
Would the captain need to rappel down?
Probably, like, a little bit. Captain would probably have less worry about, slipping or whatever, because it's not too terribly far, but jumping straight down probably would not be great for it.
Out of curiosity.
Oh, that's a good question. And we didn't really address that last week. Where would Billy go in all of this? Would you go with the captain, stay on the ship, or?
I should probably go with the captain and stuff, because, well, she does know caves.
That's true.
She is a miner.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, you've got the option to discuss or decide here as well.
Well, by the pictures that we've taken, is there anything in the pictures that would prove that, I don't know, that would mark location if somebody were to look for it?
It's a good
or
question.
Are we deep enough down that people would be like, I don't know, it all looks the same?
Make an education roll to see if you can figure out the answer to that. Okay, 27. If someone's really familiar with this particular trail, they might recognize it, but probably not. Like, locals might recognize it, but probably not anybody off-world.
Realistically, does it really matter? Because it's clear it's Mars.
Actually, realistically, that would work in our benefit, because then people will be like, oh, I've heard it's in this area. They come out to look and they spook themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm content with the pictures we've taken, but, like, if somebody else wants to try to convince Captain, then...
We're stimulating the Mars economy by bringing in more tourists who want to see the Mars cryptid. I don't see the downside here.
Yeah, it's like people who take, like, ghost tours or, like, Bigfoot hikes and stuff like that.
So really, we should be more obvious, because then they'll thank us.
I hate that we got to this point where we're saying that we're stimulating the Mars economy. But you're right.
Of course I'm right. People are going to come to see the spooky ghost.
They're going to flock in droves.
Okay.
But they can say something like, if you litter or mess up the paths, the Mars cryptid will murder you. So I don't know.
There probably are some, because it is like the equivalent of a national park type deal. So there's probably some signs in certain areas that have some clever, witty slogan about not littering. They don't include, or the Mars cryptid will eat you or anything like that, but yeah, they're along those lines. Yeah, you could add stuff to it, I suppose, if you wanted to. Technically, that's vandalism, but
Oh, that's okay. Does Mars have their own version of like Smokey the Bear?
Probably. It's probably like some really old cartoon depiction of a Martian. Excuse me. That's just changed over the centuries, so it doesn't
Is that
really
culturally insensitive to Mars?
I don't know
No,
because
because none of them are that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still called them Martians. Technically, the people who live on Mars would be Martians.
Yeah, but doesn't it I would say that probably these populations left Earth and went to Mars.
Yes.
So, yeah, to me, that would be more offensive if, they saw an alien that looked like that and went, "Aha, this is a Martian now." Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the planets that have been colonized by humans were completely
I'm sorry,
unpopulated.
but why has nobody suggested that Marvin the Martian be the,
There was supposed to be a kaboom.
That's
Yeah,
where
right.
I was going with it, and then we got sidetracked.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, oh, but that's some copyright material. Like,
Yes. So a particular cartoon Martian that has been changed over the centuries, so it doesn't quite really resemble the original source material, but yeah, it's sort of like a cartoon Martian type thing with the helmet.
the Roman centurion.
Yeah.
Or it could be like Martian Manhunter, but he was terrifying.
Yes. They were going for something a little more like touristy friendly. And this one's name is Melvin. Melvin the Martian.
Oh. How creative of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
So yes, to answer your question, there is something like that, and yes, there are signs that say "Don't litter," and there are some particular points of interest further down the trail. Like if you really wanted to be by a landmark that would show people, like, yes, this is exactly the location where the cryptid is. If they wanted to go check it out later,
Okay, so
there are
hear
things
me
like
out.
that further down the trail.
Hear me out. Because the tourism starts booming, because people want to see this cryptid, they take these signs with the Martian on it and they cut out the eyes and put red LEDs in them. So
I
now
love
it's
it.
the Martian with the red eyes.
Oh goodness, it goes from Melvin the Martian to Melvin the Cryptid.
Yeah, it's like not even a scary cryptid anymore. People just think it's this cute little.
They make plushes of it.
The signs are also motion activated, so like from afar it just looks like the friendly Martian, and then you get close and suddenly it has red eyes.
And it's got that really good, like, cheesy animatronic sound, like.
Really noisy.
I think at this point Daisy is, getting ideas and like, oh my gosh, we could start a whole line of merchandise. We could set up, vendor booths in
Try to
town.
dismantle capitalism, not be subsumed by it.
It's like we could do this to fund our operations.
I think we're gonna have plenty of ways to fund our operations.
Is this fighting money with money? I don't know if that
Basically.
works.
It
Basically.
doesn't, but
I mean, that's essentially what you're doing right now, but
yeah.
yeah. Hey, welcome in. Good to see you.
But yeah, if like Captain's fine with what we have. If anyone wants to do more, we can talk about it. But
Yeah, it is up to Annie and Billy at this point.
Oh, for the photos?
Yeah, if you want to keep going to the more recognizable landmarks and other cool stuff, or if you want to just head back.
I don't think Annie particularly has
Billy
an
would
opinion.
like to see more cool landmarks.
There you go.
All right. In which case, I need a naturalist roll from everyone who is climbing down to the next part of the trail.
A naturalist roll?
Yes.
Oh dear.
So Daisy got a 21.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh no. Oh wait. The first one was a nat 20, so you're good.
I'm trying to scroll on my phone and it's doing wonky things. So if you see me rolling random things, please disregard because I'm trying my best here.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry,
I think-
my mouse has been dying, so it tends to like register any click as like a double click lately.
Oh no. Well, it's okay. The first one was a nat 20, so you're good, and you got a nat 1 out of the way. All right, so we got a 21,
A 25 for Annie.
a 12, and a 25 for Annie. Okay. Funny enough, Captain, you're the only one that doesn't make it. Everyone else gets down just
naturalist? Are you kidding me? I'm an android.
fine. I know, but it's specifically like outdoorsy rock climbing. So you are falling, but you can use a different stat to catch yourself.
Like nimbleness?
Mhm.
Or something?
Or might if you just wanted to like drive a sword arm into the side of the rock face.
Yeah, we'll go with might.
Okay.
There.
25.
25.
Yeah, you're
Can I
able to
add android to that?
absolutely
31.
awesome. So yeah, you're able to extend your arm blade and sort of just stick that in and look like an action hero from a movie, just sliding down with the blade cutting into the rock face to slow your descent, and you make it to the bottom safely.
That will cause a weird mark on the trail.
It does, an almost cryptid looking claw mark, down the side of the rock face. So it's fine. And yeah, at the bottom of this rock face, yes, hello, Glitch. My cat had just poked me in the arms, said hi.
This is where the Mars version of Steve Irwin would come in and be like, "Crocky, do you see that mark on the ridge there?"
Yep,
I'm
that's
all
true.
for it.
But yeah, as you get to the bottom of this rock face, you're onto the next part of the trail. It's a large cavern, and there's lots of those little water droplet sounds as water's dripping from the ceiling. It's humid and cool, and just sort of a damp environment. But the cavern's quite large, and in the middle of it, there is this sort of it's probably not quartz, but it's something that looks similar. A translucent, semi-transparent, giant piece of this quartz-like material. It's sort of a natural rock formation, and it does really cool stuff when you
roll education to identify what it is?
Yes, you can, but it does really cool stuff when you shine lights through it. It sort of acts as like a multi-prism type deal. And yeah,
So
education
say Captain's
or naturalist.
highlights.
That actually would cause some interesting effects. Oddly enough.
I rolled a 28.
It is a Martian native element that is similar to quartz, but instead of light passing more directly through it, sort of has these sort of built-in prisms all throughout the structure of the crystal. so it does a lot of really neat things when light passes through it. I don't
I
have
have
a
a
name for it off the
question.
top of my head, but
I have a
it's a new
question.
thing.
Is its colloquial name the disco ball?
Sure. I think it's the disco ball itself has been somewhat lost over the centuries in terms of like the
What it
original
was.
meaning of what it was and what it looked like. So it's like the disco rock now is what it's called.
Yep. It's like Billy's like, oh wow, I've never seen such a big disco rock.
And it's massive. It's much larger than any of you. It's like the size of a small school bus sticking up out of the ground.
Jeez.
Yeah, you guys get to listen to Billy talk about like mineral deposits for the next 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
Captain is currently searching what disco is and is just finding a bunch of old music and it's like, what? And it's just confused what one has to do with the other.
Fantastic.
Billy shines a flashlight into it to demonstrate what she means.
And yeah, as you do, it's like a bunch of small rainbows are scattered across the ceiling of the cavern, but instead of it being like individual rainbows, it's like the entire color spectrum is spread out across the whole ceiling. So there's like a bunch of little purple spots over here, and then green ones over there, and then orange ones in the middle or wherever. So it's got a very unique sort of pattern to it. But it's very pretty. And the entire rock seems to glow as the light passes through it. It's not
God
actually...
damn it, Raven, now I gotta actually draw this, because this is cool as shit.
Thank you. So yeah, the rock itself isn't actually generating light, but it just looks like it is because of the way that the light is bouncing around inside of it before it exits. And then yes, Billy, you do know that this particular type of mineral or crystal is formed from volcanic activity, so kind of confirms that you definitely are in like an old, not dormant, extinct volcano.
He's like, wow, I never thought I get to see one of these in person. I mean, you don't get volcanoes in the asteroid belt, so you don't have formations like this.
I just saw the discotheque comment in Zoom chat. That's fantastic. Yeah. Daisy's ready to take pictures of Captain. Is there anything else that you would
Billy
like
is
to do?
going to go and see if there's any small pieces of the crystal that have fallen off anywhere, so she can take one home.
That is an interesting question. Let me grab. Pick a number between 1 and 100.
$5.87.
5.87. Okay. There isn't any that have fallen off, but there is a small shard, and when I say small, I mean in comparison to its whole. It's about the size of like an average forearm. That length, it's almost blade-like, actually. It's not fallen off, but it is loose. Like, you could probably pry it off if you really wanted to, without much difficulty.
What do I need to roll?
Might. Uh, 20. Oh, that's naturalist. So you need might for this one.
Fuck's sake, I did hit might and it rolled for naturalist. What the fuck?
Odd. There we go.
+7 for her cybernetic parts,
Oh yeah, you have no problem at all getting this loose. And as you pull it, the whole cavern begins to shake, and there's a deep booming voice that says, "Who dares to?" I'm kidding. It's fine. Nothing happens.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the same thing. Billy might be thinking about a thank you gift to a certain captain.
Aw, that's very sweet. Yeah, and so you have this. It's sort of like, about forearm length, roughly blade shaped, but it's still kind of rough and a little jagged along the edges, but not particularly sharp. And it is not that sort of white clear like quartz is. It's more of like a reddish orange clear.
Oh, so more like a bit more like quartz that has some iron oxide in it.
Yeah, actually, that's a great way to put it. That's a lot of what it looks like.
Guess who used to have like boxes of rocks under their bed growing up?
I collected rocks as a kid too.
I still know where the rock shop is downtown, and I still buy fancy rocks for myself. I have favorite types of rocks.
I still have 5 boxes of rocks in my living room.
Oh my god! I'm so happy. I still have a piece of petrified cedar. It was like one of my few
cool.
pieces I managed to keep from my childhood collection.
That's awesome. While all that's happening, we're gonna hop over to Sparky. So you mentioned you were looking around for information about the cloning facility, right?
Yeah, just like what's happened to it, if anything has kind of popped up. I think I was going to the place we rented the like hover SUV from.
Yeah,
God, was that last season or was that this season?
I believe that was last season.
Holy shit. Yeah, so where we went last season. And just to see if the same person is there, because if they recognize me, then this will go a lot smoother. If they don't, then obviously it's less of a sure thing.
They are there, and their eyes immediately go white as dinner plates as soon as you walk through the door.
Okay. Oh, I'm debating whether to be like just chill about it or to drag them into the back room again and tie them up and ask them questions. But I feel like it's probably better to be suave. So Sparky's gonna wander in, and they're gonna play stupid. So presuming that they've never been in here before, they're gonna walk in and go, "Hi, I was looking to rent just an SUV. I was told to come down here, but apparently I have an account."
The relief on their face is immediate and extremely noticeable. There's this sort of, "Oh, okay, sure. I can help you with that. Let me just," and they're clickety clackety on their computer. Let me just pull that up. What was the name that it would be under?
I was told it would be under Blister. Strange name, I know.
No problem. Yeah. Is that with an I or a Y?
They're gonna pull out their tablet and just mock, like looking through, like bullshit. It's like a notepad. Don't kill anyone today. With a Y.
Yeah, I do have an account here. It's looks like it's been inactive for a little while, but I can activate that back right away. No problem.
Perfect. Do you know, and this is, I don't know this, but I know Sparky would know this, meta knowledge of like where the cloning facility was? They're basically just going to ask for directions to that place.
Okay. Yeah. There's some farms out there that you'd probably be able to list off the names of. You can easily look it up on Mars maps or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so it's, you just take the main road down for this many kilometers, and then you'll want to take a left at the fork. It's the only fork on the road, so if you've been driving half an hour and you haven't seen a fork, you probably missed it. Take a left there, and then your first right, drive for another few kilometers, and you should be right around the right area.
I kid you not, I have gotten directions exactly like this.
Yeah. So he lays it out. He even draws you like a little map, and seems extremely accommodating for some weird reason. And also upgrades you to a nicer SUV on the house.
All right. So Sparky's gonna look the map over. They'll kind of copy it over to their like PDA, and they'll look the clerk up and down like, you seem to know an awful lot. Are you from here?
Yeah. I've lived here my whole life.
Do you go out to those farms often? It's just odd that you would know those directions, unless it's a common place. Maybe a lot of farmers come in here.
Oh yeah. I don't usually go out there much myself, but a lot of the farmers do rent vehicles from us, so I kind of know people that live out there.
Do they rent often? Is this a big thing? I would assume they had their own, vehicles, whatever farm people drive.
Yeah, they most of them are more industrial type vehicles. So when they want to go on trips elsewhere, usually they'll rent a more comfortable vehicle for long trips.
One. And again, they'll look through their PDA. One last thing. I was told to ask about someone else who used to rent from here. I guess they had a link to the old account. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't remember a lot of what's happened lately. My memory's a little fuzzy, so I'm just kind of going off what someone else has told me. But I was told to ask about Rip Rose. And does that ring any bells?
Yeah, I think there was somebody by that name that rented from here. Let me just see. They tap a little more on the computer. Yeah, there is an active account tied to this one by that name.
I think Sparky's gonna hide, not like super well, purposely not well. They're gonna hide a little smirk of like, of course he does. Of course it's still active. And they're gonna lean in really close. Like, you've been very accommodating, much like last time.
Yeah, he just goes white as a ghost.
God
just
damn, Sparky
super
is
pale.
leveled up so much.
Right? It just sort of stutters and stammers. Nothing he says is really, not legible. What's the audible version of that?
What the hell is the audible version of that?
Intelligible.
Thank you. Oh my god.
But you get the gist of like, yep, no problem.
Right.
It's happy to help. That's sort of the
And
tone
yeah.
and look.
Sparky will put up a hand kind of like a little past midway through that. They'll let him stew a little. And they'll put up a hand like, I'm not going to do anything to you. I have no beef with you. That's all in the past. All I need to know is the farm still there?
And it seems to be trying to figure out what the right answer is. So, do you mean like the farm, or the secret farm?
Is this not a regional thing?
I assumed maybe you just had like a hand twitch or something.
No, not the actual farm, like where they farm stuff, but like the farm where they farm stuff.
Right. Okay. That's what this means. Okay. Interesting. That must be like an Earth thing or something.
I'm not from Earth. I'm from here, just like you are.
I don't know. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, the building they rebuilt the building after the fire, but I don't know what's in it anymore. I saw some trucks driving out there that looked retail.
When
This was a month or two ago.
anyone come by and rent heading out that way? Any other clients from that same place?
Well, I mean, I'm not really supposed to say this, but Rip was here a couple days ago to pick up a vehicle.
You say what he was doing with it? Say how long you'd need it?
He doesn't really talk much. There was some grunts, and said he needed a vehicle, and that was about it.
I never thought I'd hear someone say that Rip doesn't talk very much. What a fucking chatterbox. Anyway, yeah, I'll take the rental.
He hands you the keys and just says, "Yeah, just bring it back whenever."
Very accommodating. I'll make a note of that.
He doesn't charge you. He's like, I'll just put it on the company account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
He's
a little like,
he sort of chuckles and then looks back at you and does the air quotes and goes, I mean the company account.
mm-hmm.
Did I do that right? All right, cool.
Work on that.
Will do.
And Sparky will just do a little like kind of hand wave as they're walking away, with the key in hand, and then
Awesome.
go out and get the vehicle. And they're going to send a message out to the crew, like, I'm going out to the old cloning facility. Not going to do anything stupid. I just want to see if it's still there and they're still doing stuff.
Awesome. As you do that, camera pans very briefly back into the shop where this guy has like collapsed, leaning over the counter, just panting in relief that you're gone. And yeah, you are you heading straight to that location? Or is there anything you want to do before then?
I think they'll do a quick little tour around town, because that little paranoid voice in the back of their head is like, someone might be tailing you. If Rip has been here recently, he might be tailing you. Just that little like, you know what? Better not chance it. So they'll do like a lap or so around town just to see if they're being followed.
Okay. Give me a sight roll.
Sure. I appreciate that you make us roll this stuff, even though it may not actually have any effect. 30.
Yeah. 31. There's nobody is tailing you.
Cool. Yeah, and then they'll head out.
Okay. Hopping back to the rest of our crew for a moment, as you're taking these pictures and enjoying this really cool rock formation, the disco rock, you get the message from Sparky about what's going on. Does that affect your plans at all?
I mean, Captain's concerned that they're doing this alone.
I think they would specify they're not going in, they're just going near. But yeah.
Okay.
What are they looking? Why are they going to a farm?
It's not a real farm. Not in the traditional sense. They grow human tissue.
Is this that thing about them being a clone and having
Yes.
a bomb in their chest?
I do not believe it is a bomb, but
Well, that's basically, I mean, if it would change their behavior in a way that would cause them to attack other people, I mean, that's kind of like a bomb.
yes. But yes, it is some sort of cloning facility.
They were like really, really disturbed talking about it and stuff. Are you really sure they, somebody might want to go and make sure they're okay.
We'll go check on them, absolutely. And in their credit, this is actually very new information for them. I'd say they're handling it quite well comparatively.
I mean, they kind of, when talking to me about it, they kind of, there's this look sometimes, some of the older miners will get it, where they stop and they look and they're not there anymore, and it was kind of what they were doing.
Well, considering this was discovered, I mean, what was it, weeks ago for us, technically?
Maybe months at best.
I would say they're handling it fairly well. Most humans do not do well being faced with the origin of their own abnormal creation.
I mean, would they rather know a couple of people fucked to make them?
I mean, wait, what'd you say?
A couple of people fucked?
Not in their case.
Annie butts in here. She's like, as interesting as this conversation is and the direction that it's going, fantastic. Let's probably go.
If we've achieved the images to get the payment, yes.
Judging from what we have already, I would say they will foam at the mouth. Just absolutely froth over these. I think we're good.
If they're foaming at the mouth, they need to seek immediate medical attention.
You are absolutely correct. And I love that you're correct about that.
That's usually rabies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go.
So,
Okay.
How do we get out of here, Raven?
Oh, well, there's a couple of options. There's a long trail that kind of goes through the mountain. It's not a secret tunnel through the mountain, but it's just a tunnel through the mountain. That'll take you about a half hour. Or you can climb back up the rock face and go out through the entrance that you came through. Which obviously is much faster.
I mean, I'm fine with climbing.
Okay. Then I need another naturalist roll from everybody that's climbing out.
Yikes. Can I just roll might to begin with?
I mean, I guess if you just want to, like, knife arm climb your way up that way, you can, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Actually, can I add my cybernetic parts to my naturalist roll?
No, not for this one.
Can I nimble my way the fuck out of this?
No.
That's a big honkin' 12 for Annie.
Okay.
Let's all get out of here.
33, so 39.
Alright, so Billy and Captain make it up just fine. What did you get, V?
A 12.
12?
Yeah.
You slide
Uh-huh.
a bit. And get sort of like a rope burn on your hands there a little bit. So you're going to take 3 damage. And you're at the bottom. Daisy completely biffs it. Takes 7 damage. And gets a pretty nasty cut, like on her, like right at where her eyebrow is. So there's like a lot of blood. It's not bad, but it looks horrible.
We can't take Daisy anywhere.
No. She could probably use some first aid.
Do we have first aid stuff?
I'm sure that you always have band-aids and bandages and that sort of thing with you.
Let me
I
see
can't remember if Annie took a jacket or not, or anything that she could rip up.
Billy does have a couple of dots in medicine.
Trying to see if I do as well. A captain has a little medicine, yeah.
This is a very easy, like, you need, like, the butterfly bandage and just to clean it up. Like, it's not hard, it's just hard for her to do on herself because of where it's at.
Okay, don't let...
So I'm assuming you just, like, climb back or hop back down to do this because she's still at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with a crit fail on that, you've somehow managed to, like, wrap her entire head with gauze and somehow still miss the cut. So she's just there, like, almost like a, you know, a mummy from the chin up, and you just hear this muffled, "Captain, I don't think this is working."
Billy's climbing back down at this point to come and try and help because what the
Alright. I'm not gonna make you roll to keep climbing back down and up. So you just need to roll medicine. Annie, would you like to assist Billy with this?
I'm not sure what Captain did, but it's really hard to undo.
Yeah, sure.
The knots
I
are
think-
insane.
I think Annie, like, chuckles under her breath and she just says something like, yeah, no, certainly not a medical droid, are you? And yeah, she'll help out. What am I rolling? Because I need to go back and forth
Medicine.
between my... Just give me 1 second.
No worries. This poor kid.
I think I need new Annie dice.
What did you roll?
13.
All right, between the 13 and the 10, it is the worst bandage job ever. It's like 5 full-size band-aids over her whole eyebrow, but you stop the bleeding, and you're able to get up the rock face and out of this cave. And Daisy's just walking out like, when we get
We're
back to
so
the ship,
good at
you're
this.
all watching the first aid training video again.
Annie would probably reply something like, "Oh, well, we're not the ones who slipped down the rock face and cut our faces open, are we?"
Okay, fine. I'll watch a tutorial on rock climbing, and you all watch a tutorial on first aid.
Deal.
They have tutorials?
Daisy just sort of like slow turn looks over at Billy like, "You don't know about tutorial videos?"
No, I've learned everything firsthand. Because, like, that's how you learn to mine, right? They give you the tools.
Oh, I have a whole wonderful new world to share with you, Billy. And she pulls up her tablet and just, it's kind of like the equivalent of going to YouTube and searching for DIY. Just like pulls up all these tutorials like, here, have fun.
Well, Billy's nose is, like, planted in the tablet. He's got this giant, like, crystal tucked under one arm. Nose in the tablet. Good luck.
I love that. I love that visual. And yeah, you were able to get back to your car, and I'm assuming you're heading straight over to where Sparky is, or was there, or not the car? You took the shuttle, if I remember right. So yeah, you can take the shuttle wherever you want. Are you going back to Sparky?
Probably
or...
straight. Probably directly to Sparky.
Okay.
Can I just butt in real quick? Are you flying the shuttle to where Sparky is?
Probably.
Okay.
You're muted there. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
It's all meta. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Then yeah, you're able to fly the shuttle over to where Sparky is. You show up, I imagine like 10 minutes, maybe 15 or so minutes later. And Sparky, you can see the shuttle coming in. And let's get to what you see at the location before they land.
Did anyone? You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. Go ahead and describe it, Raven.
Okay. So it is a building of similar layout, at least from the outside, to what it was before. Clearly brand new construction. Like they probably tore the thing down completely and started from the ground up. And it is currently it's not a permanent sign. It's like one of those. It's like a banner sign that you would hang up today. But it's the future, so it's like that, but holographic. So there's not a physical sign behind it, but there's this like hologram, and it's this like holiday costume store. That's just it's just on there.
Okay.
Wait, is this Space Spirit of Halloween?
Yeah.
Did you actually insert Spirit of fucking Halloween into the canon? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a
Wow, they move quick.
yeah, it's a holiday costume store. At least that's what the sign says.
Well, you know, it was a good deal on the facility. They got it on fire sale.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of cars in the parking lot? Does it look like it's active?
Yeah, there's a handful of cars in the parking lot. I mean, it's not a lot for how big the lot is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, English is weird. There's not a lot of cars for how big the parking lot itself is, but there are a few, and there's still a couple of the sort of hover semis, big trailers that are backed up to the building.
Okay. Yeah, I think Sparky will just park the SUV in the lot and then go in and just have a gander around, trying to see if they recognize anything, but B, if it looks as though it's a legitimate front.
Okay. Yeah. The door is unlocked, and you're able to go in. There's a nice little ding noise as the door is opened, and there is a friendly enough person behind the counter, and they look up and wave at you and go, "Oh, hi! We're still getting set up, but we're open. Just excuse the mess. We're still getting some of the aisles and stuff stocked up. We just barely opened."
This is going to be a stretch, Raven. In our dealings with the cartel, did we ever come across any like code words or phrases, like pass phrases?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them.
Were there any specifically from like not necessarily Mars, but like any that Rip tended to use, maybe?
Yes. What rather than just give you random phrases, what is the effect that you want the phrase to have?
Something along the lines of like open for business, but with the intent of like, it's not obviously not open for business for a Spirit of Halloween. Is it open for business as a front? I guess kind of one of those like a leading question that doesn't sound like a leading question if you don't know the intent.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Take
me to your manager.
Yeah.
Is the manager in? Yeah, like something like.
Yeah, but
or it could be any fresh bouquets delivered lately, right? Alluding to Rose or something like
that. Not that one. The one that you've heard Rip use for that specifically is how are the chickens laying?
Fucking farmers. Sorry. Yeah, I think Sparky will affect a bit of a twang, like not much, just really subtle, like someone who's lived in the city for a bit. Like, how are the chickens laying? Just casual.
Yeah. And they sort of like squint their eyes and tilt their head a little bit, like, did you just, so that sort of look. And they go, yeah, they're laying a little. We get a few eggs here and there. Well, did you
Does this
need to
person
buy
seem
some
like they know
eggs?
what I'm on about, or are they like just placating a weird customer?
Their body language says they're placating a weird customer, but they are making direct eye contact with you, and you can tell by looking at their eyes that they know what you're talking about.
Okay.
They definitely have training of like, I can change my body language for the cameras that are watching
Right.
while communicating with my eyes.
Okay.
Did you
yes.
need some eggs?
Not right away. No, just want to make sure the stock's good. Yeah. Do you have a section on masks?
Oh yeah, that one's already set up. It's over there, aisle 3.
Perfect. Thanks so much. And they'll just do the slightest of like the little, yeah, we both know what's up, and they'll wander over to the masks.
Okay. They've got a lot of them, of all different kinds, for lots of different holidays. Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, you name it. There's a mask of some character from that holiday, or mascot that somebody's made for that holiday out there.
Yeah, I think they'll just meander.
Okay. And then, you're all able to land everybody else. And do you go straight in at that point, or what do you do?
Did Captain... I can't remember. Did Captain know that Annie was going to be following the doctor, or just that they were going to be on the planet side?
I think it was just Annie was planning. I don't think Annie let any of us know.
Yeah. V?
I also don't recall. I know
feel
that
like it was
Annie's-
obvious you were sus, but
all I remember is that Seth was going to go with her, but then Raven, you rolled for it, and he decided not to. So she must have said that she
Yeah.
was going somewhere.
I think she just said she was going to go shopping, if I remember right.
No, I think she said that she was gonna go follow, because I remember you saying that Seth was like
Oh yeah, Seth was being
protective
like
a little bit.
protective. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he really also wanted to go to the caves.
Yeah.
So I think she just said that she was like gonna make sure that the doctor was good.
In that case, Captain is going to ask Annie, like, if she saw anything.
Well, I mean, the feeling is not completely gone. I still kind of feel a little bit weird about it, but I didn't see them do anything wildly attention-catching while we were walking around, so I guess the jury's still out on that one, but nothing happened while I was gone.
Did they return to the ship?
Yeah, after they left the shop, they headed back.
And they made the one purchase?
Seems like, yeah, they made the purchase and left.
All right. Well, shall we see what's in this shop front of costuming?
Billy holds up her hand cautiously. It's a holiday.
I'm sorry, what?
What's a holiday?
Oh, poor Billy.
It's a time of celebration and often a break from labor, though in my understanding recently not so
sleeping
much.
Hours?
Yes, but you don't have to sleep during them. You can just spend a day doing leisure activity. If you'd like to sleep during them, you're welcome to. But many people do still work through holidays, even if
Billy
they recognize
is looking like so fucking confused. Like there is a look of not. This does not compute.
Many people now still work through holidays, so they're more of just a recognition of a celebration.
That's depressing.
I suppose.
Yeah, more like guidelines and actual rules. Love that.
They
Yeah, I
usually
think
have traditions depending on the holiday.
I think Daisy's gonna like put a hand on Billy's shoulder. Like, let's go get you a holiday costume.
Why do you wear costumes for holidays?
Because it's fun.
Okay. Still looking very, very confused, but follows Daisy.
She's like, don't worry about it. Come on, I'll show you. You're able to go into the. I had a name, and then I lost it for a second. Holiday Spirit Costumes. That's the name of the store. Anybody else going in?
Captain would go in.
What about Annie?
Well, if it's going to be a family affair, then of course.
Fantastic. Then I need Annie to roll education to see if you recall something as you look around in the store.
All right, let's see. Education. Oh, these dice really, really hate me today. 18.
One of the people there looks a little familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on where you've seen them before. But like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that face before, but yeah.
Is it like a worker or just a person in the store?
Just somebody working there.
Annie's gonna go up to them.
Okay. They greet you and are just like, yeah, how can I help you?
I didn't think it through before I did that. What would Annie do?
Probably say, "Hey, do I know you from somewhere?"
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking be like, hey, have we met?
Okay, so I'm glad we're all on the same page about my character, who I'm supposed to know how to play. Yeah, no, Annie would probably do that. Especially now that she does have her memories back. So if any like potential to jog who this person is, so she just asks like, do I know you from somewhere? Like, you seem really familiar.
No, I don't think so. You don't look familiar.
Can I roll to see if they sound like they're lying?
Sure. Let's go with. You can do discipline, or you can roll gut feeling. You'll get a little bit of a different answer for each one.
Let's do gut feeling.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right. I'm going to start asking you to roll for me on roll 20 because that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's a 17.
Yeah, they don't sound like they're lying. You don't get a feeling like they're, trying to cover up anything. They genuinely don't seem to recognize you.
All right, she's going to politely excuse herself and return to the group.
They sort of shrug and go, yeah, let me know if you need help finding anything. And go back to what they're doing. Probably like, I'm going to say they have like a price gun and they're, getting inventory ready to go out on the shelves.
She's going to continue to mull it over a little bit while she walks with the crew.
Okay. And then this is a good spot for a break, but before we go to break, I need everyone to roll a D100 for reasons.
I'll get you to do that for me, Raven, if you don't mind.
I do not mind at all. All right, so we got 29, 39, 69.
I got the funny internet number.
Nice.
I was really hoping
Nice.
someone would.
And 76. Okay. That will be important later. So we're going to go on to break. And we're going to take a 15-minute break. So go grab snacks, hydrate, walk around a little bit, stretch your legs, whatever you need to do. And then we'll come back in 15 minutes. And we'll eventually find out what those D100s are for. So yeah, we'll be right back. And we are back. So, Sparky was looking at masks. Daisy has taken Billy over to look at, I'm gonna say Halloween costumes, because lots of variety of options there. And yeah, Annie had the person who didn't seem to recognize her, but she kind of thought they looked familiar, and they directed Annie to, or no, they just said it, let me know if you need anything. So what are you all doing aside from looking at costumes at the Holiday Spirit costume store?
Has Sparky noticed the rest of the crew?
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty open floor plan. You'd be able to see them pretty easily.
I don't think they'll wave them over. They'll, like, if they make eye contact, they'll give them like a something's up. If that even translates, I don't know. You know what it is? It's that look, like when you're at a party and you make eye contact with someone across the way, and you both share that look of like, what the fuck is going on here? Kind of like that. Kind of the little like raised eyebrows, like.
Okay. Anybody who would like to see that can, then.
Captain's going to completely misinterpret it and just look back at them like, just like, what are you doing? What?
Sparky's just gonna shake their head and they'll thumb comment to Captain like, something's up here. This isn't just a store, it's a front.
What
Well,
is
yes,
it a
I
front
would
for?
assume that they'd have a storefront. Yeah.
The front. Oh. What's behind it then?
All right, Jay, I'm gonna have to ask you to say that in the Kermit voice.
Yeah.
Because I can't take you seriously unless you say it in the Kermit voice.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing. Listen here, you little shit.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hold on a
I think
sec.
Sparky is keeping. Go ahead, sorry.
Give myself a little add stream marker there so I can remember to go back and clip that.
Wasn't even a good one. Sparky is keeping an eye out to see if there's anyone either that they recognize or anyone else that seems on the up and up in the store, like employees.
They all look like employees, like they're doing employee things.
Or if there's someone that comes from the back after Sparky's had that conversation, or if there's like a weird change of employees, maybe.
Yeah, no, nothing like that happens. There's a couple of customers that come in, and they look like they are
In this day and age? In this economy?
I know, right? They look like they're farmers. You might even recognize one of them as sort of like I think I saw them, in town last time. Last time that we were here, but it's not anybody that you've spoken to. Certainly not the family that you terrorized.
Okay. Wrongfully, but yes, it's okay. Yeah. So Sparky will just keep having an eye out. They'll, wander between displays and things. When you're a teen and you're just bumming around a shop for like an hour and a half, they're doing that.
Okay. Could I get a sight roll from you while you're doing that?
Oh, that's
21. That's not too bad. You do notice a section of wall in the back where they're still working on stuff. That because of what you're able to spot I think that's a secret door.
okay.
This part of the wall was shaded slightly differently. I'm pretty sure it's a secret.
Okay, yeah. Sparky will make a note of that and kind of message that to the crew, but not make any overt moves towards it.
Okay. The
Like
employees
they
pretty
said,
much,
they're not here to cause bullshit yet.
yeah. The employees pretty much leave you alone unless you ask them a question, and then they'll be very helpful.
Billy is trying to find something that's actually durable.
Oh, honey, no.
Actually wearable?
Durable.
Oh, durable. Yeah, no, they're. Some of the masks look pretty durable, like the rubber ones.
She looks very confused. She's just like, are these for skinning robots?
What a question.
Daisy just takes a moment. It's like, no. They're specifically made for costumes, like, and like, here, and she goes to put one on and then swears under her breath and goes, "Ow, damn cut," because the mask gets caught on the like 5 band-aids on her eyebrow.
It's like, I don't think that's very sanitary. It's a very porous surface. You shouldn't be rubbing it against your wound like that.
Yeah, it's that's not the point. It's like you put it on so that you can look different and have fun. It's like dress up.
Like,
Did you ever play dress up as a kid?
I mean, I get dressed every morning.
Daisy just looks at Billy with this combined look of like watching a puppy have a hard time with something like that, just sort of like, I'm so sad for you and just like I just want to hug you. A mixture of that and just the sort of like, I don't know how to respond to this. So these different emotions just playing out over her face, and just like, no, not dress like pretend to be something else with your imagination.
Like a chupacabra?
Sure, if you'd like.
I mean, we used to play like chupacabra on the hunt, and you got to be the chupacabra, and you'd hunt your friends down in the tunnels.
Yeah, kind of like that, but you dress up as that thing.
Why would you want to dress up as a chupacabra? They're ugly.
Captain's going to walk by and say humans like to frighten one another in situations where there's not any real perceived danger.
But why?
I cannot help you with that one.
Wouldn't that make you desensitized to when there actually is a danger and make it difficult for you to process things?
I believe the body processes the adrenaline differently.
I mean,
I do not
yes,
produce any, so...
I mean, like, it's fun to go real fast in the tunnels.
Yeah.
This brings still a reminder of how badly poor Sparky and Seth were put done in by Billy's
Yeah.
driving.
So Daisy kind of jumps on that sort of train of thought there and goes, yeah, so like if you wanted to go really fast, you could pretend to be like a race car driver or something like that, and you could wear a costume that looks like a race car driver and pretend. Use your imagination. And she literally does like the SpongeBob meme, like your imagination.
Billy leans towards Captain. What's a race car?
An antique form of transportation from the planet Earth. Humans would sit in them and steer them in one direction and one direction only at high velocity.
Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to be a race car driver. That sounds boring.
Dave's like, well, I think there's different type of races, and we use, the hover cars and spaceships now, obviously. But
Well, what do they wear then?
They're sort of like flight suits, but they're all real sleek and fancy, and some of them are a little flashy, and they have these cool helmets that they wear. And she'll like find a costume that's like that and show it to you.
Yeah, that's very impractical. But why is the front of it open so much? Billy, this is probably when Daisy noticed she grabbed the sexy race car pilot.
She's like, "Oh, here!" It pulls the other one out. Like,
Captain just
This one.
leans over and says, humans are also constantly looking for mates. In very strange places.
Wait, so this is like a sex thing?
no,
Daisy,
no,
you're nice, but you're
no,
a kid.
No,
I'm not. You're a nice kid, but you're a kid.
Daisy's like, first of all, I'm 20. Second of all, no, that's not what this is. It's for fun. Some people do it as that thing, but that's not what this is for. That is like different subset of costume stuff. Not what we're doing here. Not what this store is for. It's just to pretend and have fun in a non-sexual way.
Okay. I think I like my jumpsuit better. I'm pretty sure if I try to put this one on, it'll break.
Daisy just sort of like sighs and mutters to herself, it's like I'm talking to a Vulcan.
What's a Vulcan?
It's from a really old TV show. Don't worry about it.
What's a TV show?
Oh dear God.
Outdated form of entertainment from humans also on Earth.
They're like hollow movies.
What's a hollow movie? I understood one of those words.
Moving pictures used to narrate a story.
Oh, so like warning signs and stuff.
Correct, but often they tell a narrative following some kind of story arc, such as a beginning, middle, and end.
Oh, you mean like doing like shadow puppets and stuff?
Correct. It is a medium of storytelling.
Why didn't she say that?
And Daisy's like, I thought I did. It's like, anyways, this stuff's just for fun. It's not supposed to be functional or efficient or anything like that. It's just for fun.
I think I'm sorry, but dressing up as something I'm not doesn't really sound that fun to me.
Hey, that's okay. It's just, we're experiencing new things and everything, and that's perfectly fine. And she'll hang it up.
Do you want to dress up as something that you're not?
Oh, I'm absolutely getting a costume, yes.
What do you want to dress up as?
I haven't decided yet. And she's like looking over the shelves with the sort of like, hand on her chin sort of thing, like thinking pose. And she'll probably look around for a minute or two, and then pulls out some like it's like a Sailor Moon knockoff looking costume. It's like, this could be fun.
Is that a skirt or just like a really skinny belt?
It's like, it's a skirt. Like, I'm getting the version that has leggings under the skirt.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, see, that's kind of the difference. Like, this one, and she's holding up the one with leggings, like, this is the fun, play pretend, and just be silly costume. That one's the sex thing costume, and points to one like without leggings.
So the difference between the two is just how much of the genital regions is exposed. Okay. Then what about those? And she points to some chaps.
It's like,
According to my resources, it depends on how those are worn.
Yeah. That.
Worn over some kind of trouser, they are meant to indicate farm work. Often riding an animal horseback. However, some people
Wait,
appear...
you can ride around on animals?
Correct.
Yes.
Certain animals. Humans domesticated an animal called a horse for centuries, millennia. They rode on them.
They still got them in some parts. I think there's some here on Mars too.
They're very large animals, temperamental, smart.
Sorry, that snort was out of character.
It's how we came up with
Take
the
the word smart with a grain of salt, judging by some of the horses I've met.
Judging by every horse I've met,
Yeah.
that horses are... They can be very sweet animals, but boy howdy, they are not the brightest.
It depends on the horse for sure.
Oh yeah.
Daisy adds in like, that's how we got the unit of measurement horsepower for engines and stuff.
Oh, that's an animal?
Yeah, that's the pulling power of that animal was sort of where that came from because, well, like 1,000 years ago or however long ago it was. That's how they pulled things around. They didn't have cars and things like that. So that's sort of where that came from. Yeah. But hey, if costumes aren't your thing, maybe we can find some horses here on Mars. I know they have them somewhere. I don't know if this is the region that they have them in or not, but
Yeah, I want to meet a horse.
all right, cool. And Daisy goes up to the counter and buys her costume, and kind of gets ready to leave whenever everyone else is ready. What's everyone else doing? Once you've done your hanging out time.
I just like to picture them having this entire conversation about like the weird sexiness of costumes, and Annie is somewhere in the background just like holding up different things to her body, like just to see if she likes them.
Captain's just kind of meandering again.
Okay.
All this stuff is very strange.
I think Sparky will try to surreptitiously get maybe a couple of photos of the store, just of like either that employee they spoke to or specifically the secret door, just
Okay.
for like reference sake.
Are you sort of like taking pictures of costumes and trying to get it in the
Yeah.
frame?
Exactly,
Okay.
trying to get it in the background or off frame. Yeah.
I need a blend-in roll
Okay.
as you do this.
Could I add my assassin training to this?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So whatever that is, plus 7, 28.
28. Okay.
You're in the facility that they made you in, dipshit. They'll notice.
No reason, but like you have an advantage. Would you want to use that possibly?
I would love to use an advantage, Raven. I don't know what I was thinking, really.
Oh no.
Get your head in the game here, Jay. Come
the
on.
dice will out. And I've been out.
Some guy in like a Skyrim outfit just runs up to you and goes, "You violated the law." Not really, but he is wearing a Skyrim style costume. He doesn't say you violated the law though. Just sort of puts a hand on your shoulder and like, What are you taking pictures up there?
Oh, I wanted to share this with a couple of my friends. I didn't know if this would be their thing, and they're not here, so I'm sending it to them.
Oh, I see. We have a. He points to a sign. It's really tiny sign, like at the front door. It's like, yeah, we don't allow photography here in the building.
Oh,
Copyright
I'm so sorry.
issues with.
Totally understand. You should get a bigger sign though. Maybe put one up on the wall somewhere. Wouldn't even notice it on the door. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're probably right. I'll be sure and put that in the suggestion box.
That's a
yes.
great point, Goody.
Captain could be recording the whole thing without anybody noticing because it's just
Yeah.
her eyes.
Joke's on you, it was all a distraction. Sparky will play the idiot.
Yeah, he doesn't. You get the impression that they're not quite buying the idiot thing, but they don't want to push the point either because it wasn't that big of a deal. So they just let it go.
Because I don't want to push it either.
Yeah, but like you're pretty sure if you pulled your phone out again, they're gonna be on top of you.
Okay. Yeah. So Sparky will put it away and just go back to browsing. They'll message the crew like there's not really much else I can think to do aside from going all out, and then would ask Captain if she could record a few things.
Okay.
What am I recording?
Specifically that door, and they'll walk by it and do a little like hip shimmy to kind of indicate it, like just like this door or this wall, I guess, as they're walking past. And then just like the layout.
Captain walks by the door, completely misunderstands again, does a hip shimmy while recording the wall, and then proceeds to.
Perfect.
Love it.
Yeah, and then Sparky will, I think they'll go back to the masks and buy one of the ones they were looking at. Like a ghoul mask.
Okay. Yeah, the prices are relatively reasonable, and you're able to do so.
Cool.
And aside from the whole Skyrim-style guard model, that incident, nothing else really happens. It's uncomfortable or awkward or anything.
No.
Where do you want to go from here?
I want to tell you right now, every time you say that, all I can hear is a song from like 20 years ago. Where do we go from here now that all of the children are growing up? I don't know if anyone knows that song, but it always
I know that song,
Sounds
yeah.
vaguely familiar, yeah.
every single time. Sparky's just gonna head out and then go back to the SUV and say, I've got to drop this thing back at the dealership. Meet me at some place in town. I don't know.
Okay.
You don't want to go back to the ship?
Maybe not yet,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay.
And they'll message this to the whole crew like, Rip was here recently.
Do we care?
No, but I'm more worried that if we go back to the ship, he'll tail us again or something.
I guess.
I feel like there's more I can learn. Maybe just another day at most.
Okay. Yeah, we'll meet. Is that freaking pizza chain that we have?
Oh God.
Infinite pizza
Yeah.
accessible.
Let's
Let's go there.
I wish I could remember what
Let's
name it
go
was.
Same.
I'll have to go back and look at the VODs from back then. But yeah, that pizza chain's everywhere.
Yeah, let's just go there, I guess.
All right. This one is.
Can I message the doctor?
Absolutely. Also, a quick note on the pizza place: like it's themed for whatever location it's in. So like all the space station ones have like a generic theme, but this one is like the Southwest ranch kind of theme to it. So there's like lassos everywhere and cowboy stuff.
Nice. I'm gonna message the doctor.
Yes, ranch words. Yes, exactly.
words.
Yeah, what do you say to the doctor?
The crew is meeting for sustenance at a restaurant. Would you care to join us?
Oh, noted. Do you specify which restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. You're like, oh, noted. I'm not really much for pizza. I was thinking of going to this nice little other restaurant. It's like a bistro or something like that. They mentioned. So perhaps another time.
All right. That's
Yes, they do have a coin-operated pony ride.
all. Yes.
There's like the little pony ride that's coin-operated, and then there's like the mechanical bull type thing, not too far away from
yikes.
it. So it's got like, fun for the kids and the adults.
I think Annie should do the coin up, or should do the bowl.
Billy is already gone for the bull. She's like, oh my god, you have one of these here? This is like one of the best training equipment pieces.
What on earth in mining would you need to have a mechanical operated bull ride?
You gotta hold on in low G to your mining equipment. It bucks.
Okay.
All of the servers and workers there are wearing cowboy hats. And the one that you're talking to just sort of takes theirs off and tilts their head. Like, yeah, we have these. Knock yourself out. It's 2 credits for a ride, and you just hang on as long as you can.
She manages to find 2 credits somewhere in one of her pockets and has climbed on top. What do I roll? Can I go for nimbleness?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna give you the option. So nimbleness is sort of just keep your balance on there, and kind of go with the motion of it, or you could do might to just brute force hang on. Nimbleness is probably more
White-knuckle
comfortable. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with nimbleness, and I'm adding my cybernetics, so +7.
Okay.
32 plus 7 is 39.
39. Yeah, you actually managed to set the store record, which gets a lot of attention. A lot of the locals come over and are like sort of crowding around the bull, and the staff is also sort of coming up, and there's a lot of, wow, how did you do that? I've never seen anybody, ride like that and whatnot. They seem to be very interested in your technique.
So he's kind of like not used to people crowding around her like this. It's just like, also, it's not a particularly big person. She's just like, I'm a minor.
Sorry, my brain sometimes. What popped into my head was Galaxy Quest with what's his name going. Miners, not miners.
I was thinking something similar. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
if you're a miner, why are you on this? Shouldn't you be on the pony ride?
Yep. Anyways, they're like, oh, and just nod as if that would make perfect sense, but it's clear that like they have no idea why that's relevant. They sort of go along with it, and there's people asking to take your picture, and they've got
Nope.
like a
Nope. She's just like, oh, please don't. Oh, no. Okay, could you go away? Thank you. Bye.
they're a little pushy, but they take it over an answer. But they do hand you like a it's not quite as nice as the cowboy hats that the servers are wearing, but it's like it's a little bit better than a costume cowboy hat, and it's got like, you know, I broke the record on the bull ride at this pizza place, sort of monogrammed into it, or embroidered. That's the word I was looking for.
I love that for her.
She's gonna just like carry it because it doesn't fit on her hair.
That's fair. And then, yeah, eventually the crowd sort of disperses and goes back to their meals.
Billy is now like being extra quiet and just like kind of like holding on to the thing while sitting in their booth.
Sparky would come in like not too much later, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the servers ask if, you know, if you need a table or if you have a reservation.
Like,
or
if the crew's visible, they'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm with them."
You go, oh, okay. That they'll walk you back there to the rest of the group. There's still a couple of people sort of not crowding Billy, but they're still like standing
Like
kind of
hovering
close.
almost.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little ways off from the table, just sort of staring.
Sparky's gonna give them an eye and like stop before they get to the table, just like, "Hi, are you taking the order here?"
They're like, hi. Oh no, we don't work here. We're just that was really neat. She broke the record.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, I'm sorry. We're hovering, aren't we? We're sorry. We'll they leave.
And then Sparky will sit down.
Billy kind of just, thank you.
I don't want anyone listening to this information. I didn't realize it was for you as well. Sorry.
Awesome. Yeah, somebody comes and takes your order, and sometime later the pizzas come out.
So something's up. It's not just a costume shop. Don't know if anyone else got that vibe. It's definitely not a costume shop. Or like it is, but it's not.
Oh, they have a lot of costumes.
Mm-hmm. Also had a lot of employees who knew how to fake body language and knew phrases, like cartel phrases.
And Daisy just kind of goes, "Aw, man, does this mean I gave money to the cartel?"
Kinda. Like, it's not a lot.
She just goes, "Damn it!"
Like, they're probably not getting a profit off of it.
That makes me feel a
Unless-
little better.
Yeah. But they definitely are still in business.
Well, we have no reason to believe that the cartel itself would be out of business. Are you referring to the cloning?
Yeah, pretty sure. I don't know what else they'd be doing there, but I mean, it's the cartel. It couldn't be good.
And you said Rip had been there?
Yeah. Remember when we went to that dealership and we kind of roughed up the clerk?
I
So I went back
don't know
there.
why we're saying we in this statement, but
Remember when we all went there and I roughed up the clerk?
yes.
So I went back there, and I didn't rough up the clerk. I did give him a spook. And he told me that Rip had been by a couple of days ago and rented a car. So,
Rip no longer seems interested in you anymore.
no, but he's still tied to that place. And if I get my
Wait,
nose
is
in
this
there...
the vent cowboy?
Correct.
Okay.
The what?
Billy and I encountered Rip as we escaped the station where he shot the man. An event.
I don't know why I thought that would explain things for me, but sure. Okay. Yes, that's him. Long story. I'm not interested in dealing with him, but if he's around, it complicates things. Not that I know what I want to do with this.
So you have no idea what sort of action you want to take?
Not right now. Maybe in future, but... I mean, Cap, if you knew that there were a bunch of you being made to go and kill people and cause havoc, how would you feel? Well,
For all I know, there are.
would you want that to keep operating?
I suppose not, but seeing as I have no recollection of my own origin, I have no way of stopping it.
Yeah, you and me both. I don't know, I guess I just wanted to know if it was still running, and if it was, maybe I'd think of a plan, but I don't know. I think I just wanted to know. And maybe that'll help in the future. Right now, I don't know what to do about it.
I mean, we could blow it up if that would make you feel better. But there are also other humans there.
Do you know what I really want, Cap? I want this thing out of me. Most of all. I mean, I would love to stop them. Blowing them up. Just taking over the facility. Whatever we had to do to stop them. But more than anything, I just want them not to be able to...
Activate.
Daisy,
Hmm.
do you think we could make... Do you think if you got a good look at this thing, that we could make a way to reverse it? Like mass scale?
I mean, like, broadcast a signal to other clones?
Or upload it to their, like, network? Something innocuous?
I mean, theoretically, absolutely that would be possible. I'd have to get in there and see what the code's like, if that's a language I even know.
Right. I don't mean even right now. Just food for thought.
Yeah, I mean...
Do we know the source of the signal?
No, but Rip probably does. I mean, so probably other people in the facility do too. Look, I'm not planning to stage like a raid on this place. I don't want to do that right now. We're kind of busy with other things. This is... I'm just putting things on the back burner and making sure they stay hot, you know?
Understandable.
Yeah. We have a whole galaxy to figure out. It's one facility on one planet. It's not a big deal. How about the pizza?
Daisy just sort of nods with a mouthful of pizza, like, this is good. Yeah, if you can, like, if we could get, like, another one of the things, like, not inside a person that I could look at, I could tell you more if it would be possible or not. But yeah, in theory, that should be possible. What if I can do it or not? I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk.
That
And
sounds
did
good.
the doctor state that removal was beyond their scope?
I don't remember, actually. I think that's what it was. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was that they weren't quite sure how to do it without a particular piece of equipment, which you actually have now. If I remember right, Rip gave it to you.
Did he give us something?
Yeah.
I thought all he gave us was like a bad case of the rickets. Jesus.
I think it was at the warehouse.
Was it the warehouse, or was it when it was? Was it when he was on our ship?
Oh yeah. It was when he was on
Okay.
your ship. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember him giving us anything. Wow. Oh no, that's
Yeah.
right. He gave it right to Sparky. Jeez.
We just haven't done anything with it yet.
I don't know why. I don't know why something of such import that just completely went off the radar for me. So yeah, I think Sparky has that like, doy son. Kind of moment. He's like, the doctor, Rip gave us a thing for that. Okay. Well, if the doctor's okay with, and they're kind of like muttering to themselves like through the plan of it. What the hell's going on inside?
So, is there anything else that you want to do during the course of the dinner?
I'm good.
Okay. Is everything okay over there, Jay?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Then, do you head back to the ship after dinner, or what would you like to do? What's Annie doing during all of this, too, by the way?
Probably nothing of particular note.
All right.
Yeah, Sparky would be out for heading to the ship as well.
Okay. Well, then if everybody's heading to the ship, I need a sight roll from everyone. Cheetos.
"24."
Okay. 24 for Captain, 30 for Sparky.
That's a 27 for me.
Okay. 23 for Daisy. How about for Billy?
What?
Sight roll.
Can I add the fact that I have a robot eye?
Sure.
37.
Oh, can I add Android to mine then?
Yes, you can.
Okay, 30.
So as you get to the ship, you can see that the doctor is seems to be leaving the ship with a sort of a large backpack slung over their shoulder. And they stop a little short seeing you all. What's your reaction?
What's in the backpack, Doc?
Things, just nothing of importance. Why?
I don't recall any bistros around here having heavy backpacks as part of their dress code.
No, I had a quick dinner as I've already eaten, and was just going to go out for a while.
Go out where?
Just exploring. What's with the 20 questions?
You're doing an awful lot of exploring today for somebody who rarely leaves the infirmary.
Well, you've done a lot of rock climbing today for someone who doesn't rock climb very much.
We at least have a precedent, though.
I suppose. Is it that strange that I might want to try something new?
Yes.
Yes, frankly.
Jay, like, well, I don't really know what to tell you. Is this going to be a problem that I'm going out? Am I?
I think what everyone means is it's just odd to see you going out to dinner with someone.
Oh, I was at dinner by myself.
With a backpack.
No, I had dinner, came back, got the backpack, and now I'm going out.
Is it like getting closer to nighttime, Raven?
Yeah. It's early evening, I'd say. Maybe like 8 o'clock-ish.
I could show you around. I mean, I know the neighborhood really well.
Oh, that's a very kind offer. Perhaps tomorrow we could do that.
We're not planning to be on the planet tomorrow, dog.
And the trails close at sundown according to the signs.
That is unfortunate. I didn't realize they'd closed that early. And they seem to sort of be like fidgeting with something in their pocket.
We could always get you there quick if we take the shuttle. We could drop you.
That's a kind offer, but I wouldn't want to be out there in the middle of it closing. But maybe I'll just go tomorrow.
But we won't be here tomorrow.
I thought you were spending more time on the planet to look into something, Sparky.
Job's done.
Raven.
Mm-hmm.
This fidgeting in the pocket. Is this the type of fidgeting where you're just like, drumming your fingers, moving your hands, or is it like a gripping onto something kind of fidget?
A little of both. Looks like they're fidgeting with something in their pocket. It's not a gun, like, if that's what you're worried about.
I wasn't implying that it might be a gun, but now that you've said it, the idea is a little bit there. I mean, Annie's not above just grabbing the doc's wrist. But at the same time, like, she's been on guard all day with the doc. So if this is nothing, then she just looks like a dick.
All right. Would you say that Annie's like having a little bit of a mental debate on it for a second?
That makes me very nervous. But yes, she sees the fidgeting and she looks at the hand and then back up at the dock, and she kind of has that thought where it's like, if this is nothing, then I look like a jerk. But if it's something and I don't ask about it, then, what's going to be the outcome here?
All right. Then in that case, I need a hearing check from everyone.
I like this.
That's perfect.
Oh, you guys are on your own. I got a 12.
Okay,
16.
Got this.
I have tinnitus.
Android
you an
tinnitus.
android?
Yep.
It's written in the code.
Yeah, it's just super realistic.
All right.
Captain's
so-
too busy playing elevator music in her head.
No, I'll have you know, it's the Wii Sports
I
music.
was just gonna say.
Thank you.
Ah, yes, right. I think we did mention
my
that before.
God.
My bad.
Amazing. I actually could totally see the captain doing that, just like, the crew's
Zoning out.
talking in circles.
Yeah.
Just turn that on and be like, yeah, this is nice. I can't hear
Yeah.
anything
Her
that you all are
version.
saying.
It's her version of dissociating so that she
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
have to
just-
deal with anybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lights are on, nobody's home. I'm listening to Wii music.
Cap's out on the back 8.
Billy, could I get a hearing check for you as well?
Come on, Billy, don't let us down here. None of the rest of us have our listening ears on.
I don't know what feed you're looking at, but I'm looking at a solid 48 on my end.
All right, Jay, I don't have a computer.
Sparky's got our back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Sparky got a nat 20, so for a total of 48. Cap got 16, Billy got 27, and then Annie got, what was it again?
Annie got 12.
12.
Your
She's
dice
too busy-
tonight.
I know, it's horrible. She's too busy thinking about what's in the box to really hear anything.
So, in this moment, Sparky and Billy, you're able to tell where it comes from, like specifically. Sparky, you're able to hear what it comes from and know where it came from. And then Captain and Annie just hear the shot. And then the doctor falls
for
over onto the ground
Christ's sake.
with a very bad chest wound. So
you said Sparky could tell where it came from?
Mhm.
What does that area look like? Like, is it high? Is it like kind of level with us?
it's not very far. I'll start
Did
with
it
what
come
Bill,
from the ship?
I'll start
Go
with
on.
what Billy hears, and then we'll go to Sparky. We'll go up the DC here. So Billy, you hear it coming from behind all of you, about a handful of meters away, sort of directly behind you. Do you turn to look?
Very much, yes.
Okay. So you turn to look, and I will tell you what you see in a sec. Sparky, you know the exact distance and angle from you that it is. And it is a large hand cannon. The make and model and style of everything that you know Rip uses. Do you turn to look?
Not turn, but one of those, like, you turn as you're crouching, and while they do that, they'll draw their holdout pistol.
Okay. So what you both see, there is Rip standing behind you all. This hand cannon pulled up, sort of looking down the sight with his one good eye. And as you turn, he takes the hand cannon and holds it up sideways, finger off the trigger,
Gotcha.
and holds out his other hand. He's going to say something, but do you react before
God,
he's
I'm
able to speak?
So tempted to just take his kneecap out. Oh.
Do it.
Yeah, no.
we both,
yeah. You know what?
we both know that Sparky's not gonna ask questions first.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make a discipline check on that. After all the shit they've been through with Rip, and especially finding out the clone facility things going on, I think Sparky snaps just that little bit to graze his kneecap, or at least attempt to.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've got it set up, ranged, ballistics. Yes. Okay. I think this will work.
Oh,
Jesus.
damn! Okay.
Well,
I can't see anything. What happened?
Sorry, Sparky got a nat 20.
a crit?
35,
I think Rip just lost his leg.
which makes that a 45.
And
Rip
that's
rolled
plus 6. Yeah. Okay. Just
Rip
Rip rolled?
36. Yeah, Rip rolled. Rolled a 36 to dodge it, but because of the nat 20, it still hits.
Yeah, Rip's going to be rolling in a second.
It's
Don't
not
worry about
going
it.
to be a full-on on the patella. I think Sparky's definitely aiming for a graze, i.e. warning shot, like a what the fuck, because you just shot one of our crew members.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can place it wherever you want with a nat 20.
This is definitely like a drop the gun, get on the ground kind of shot, like a don't fuck with me right now.
Yeah, the knee drops. And he sort of is on one knee on the ground.
And Sparky raises to full standing, trains the gun on him, and tells him to drop the gun.
Yeah,
In one motion there.
he doesn't like drop it, but he does like put it back in the holster.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, that's understandable."
Understandable? And Sparky's just looking around at the rest of them, like, can't form words.
Billy's gonna go and try and apply pressure to that wound.
Oh, the doctor's very dead. There's no question about it. But Rip says, "Look in their pocket."
Billy looks in the doctor's pocket.
There is a transmitter. Looks like an emergency transmitter, the type that you would have to call for a pickup or for backup or something like that. It's not been activated yet, but it's easy to tell that's what the doctor was fidgeting with, and it's not one of your comms or transmitters.
Billy's gonna look what's in the backpack.
What's in the backpack are all the doctor's notes that they were trying to decipher before. A change of clothes, their tablet, files on all of you, the formula for the memory drug, and an almost empty vial of that.
What a freaking snitch.
Except this snitch isn't getting stitches.
No.
It won't do any good.
Yeah.
This snitch ended up in the ditch.
Rip speaks up. Yes, they did. Rip speaks up and says they dropped information at a dead drop at the industrial medical store. I'm guessing, I haven't been on your case for a while, but I'm guessing that the doctor took some of that memory drug and got their memories back. I came here to retire, and the cartel basically told me I couldn't do that, and I was the closest one here, so I had to come pull the doctor out and fight you lot again. And with everything that they've been doing with Vizco, this isn't what I signed on for. So I'm done.
What?
I think at this point, when Rip says like, yeah, there was a dead drop, Annie like crouches on the ground and puts her hands on top of her head as if she's like, what the fuck? Like, she's trying to process that she was literally right there and she missed it, and she's so upset.
No.
So she just like crouches in the dirt and puts her hands on top of her head and stays there for a second. And then, because obviously she's having a lot of feelings, and this is Rip we're talking about, she's going to stand up and swiftly walk towards Rip.
Okay. He doesn't really do anything about you walking towards him. He's like, yeah, by I'm done, I mean I'm quitting the cartel.
So she doesn't have any weapons on her. Like, she has a couple of her knives and stuff like that, but like clearly she doesn't have anything in her hands. She's going to walk straight up to him as quickly as possible. No, Lisa.
No!
She's gonna
Victim of violence.
Yeah, she's gonna walk up to him as quickly as possible and just, without warning, haul her arm back and try and smack him right in the nose.
All right. Go
She's
ahead.
not, you know, it's not a what thing does she have? A crossbow. Jesus Christ, it's not a crossbow bolt, but you know, at least let her get this.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a melee attack.
Now, the thing is, do I want to roll my dice or do I want to roll d20?
Oh, yeah,
roll 20.
I can roll for you on roll 20 if
I
you
roll
want.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that, because I'm not having any luck with these dice.
So I'm trying to get to the character sheet. I have like 4 of them open right now. Melee, there we go. So 7.
Christ, man.
But Rip doesn't really duck or anything like that. He just angles his face a little bit so you get him on the jaw instead of in the nose. And he sort
At
of
least he was
grunts
kind enough to let me have it.
yeah, just sort of grunts and's like, you feel better?
She looks like she's gonna haul her arm back to hit him again. But she just kind of like stands there with her hand raised up. And she's like shaking a little bit, like she really wants to do it again. She does it again. She does it again. Just let her, boom,
Yeah.
she's gonna try and do it again.
6.
Jesus
Again.
Christ.
He just lets you have it. Takes the
Okay.
hit.
This is just kind of embarrassing at this point.
Yeah.
2 is as far as she goes. She feels like
Okay.
that's okay.
There's
She got her.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say she got her punches in, so she's good.
There's very much the feeling of like, Rip just like, I can tell that you need this and just lets you have it.
She's not gonna say thank you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he doesn't expect it either.
Yeah, so she just turns on her heel, walks back towards the rest of the crew, and she stops next to the doctor. And she takes a very long moment to look down at their body, and then just goes back to the ship. She doesn't say anything else.
Okay. Yeah, and Rip just looks back to Captain and Sparky and glances at Billy, but doesn't have the same history there. So he's mostly talking to Captain and Sparky. Just says, "Look, I'm not expecting to join your crew or anything like that, but yeah, the cartel crossed the line even for me. So I'm done, and I'm willing to help you, Sparky, with your the thing I gave you before. I can help you with that. I can answer some questions. I can help you with whatever it is that you're doing with SME, but ultimately, I'm just tired. I don't want to do what I've done anymore. But since they're going to have eyes on my ranch, I can't go back there, so I got to make other plans."
I think Sparky will holster the gun, and they'll walk just really slowly towards Rip. Like, not painfully slowly, but you know the walk where you're, I'm trying to think, like, almost like where you're dreading to go into work, so you're really dragging your heels on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get to like maybe half a meter from Rip, they kneel down opposite knee from Rip, and they get really close to his face. If this is a plant, if you're double dealing, if you're feeding information back to anybody, you better be sure you kill me first.
He just stares right at you, keeps eye contact. Yeah,
Cap,
that's not that sort of play.
Cap, how you feel?
Logically, he has more to fear not involving himself with us. And we can throw him out the vents anytime we like.
Annie?
I think Annie left.
Yeah, she gone.
Oh, she went.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, I
she
think
went
Sparky
into
didn't
the
even
ship, yeah.
notice.
Yeah. Liam and Seth followed Annie into the ship.
Okay.
Daisy's still out here, though.
Oh fuck! I forgot they were with us.
Yeah.
They kind of just blend in and out of the background sometimes. Sparky's gonna send Annie a message. Because I doubt she heard what Rip had just said about joining us, right?
Yeah.
Sparky will send Annie a message of, Rip's willing to help us. I trust him less than you do, but we do need his help. And he would be an idiot to try to double cross us like this. It's not his way. If you don't want him on the ship, I won't let him on. Good.
There's a very long moment where you don't get anything back from her. But the most that she can offer you is when she responds. She says, "Do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not making any promises that I won't spit in all his food." That's all you get from her.
Sparky sends back a frog emoji with a little like raindrop next to it, and says, "Fire away." So
Yeah, she doesn't send any message back, but you know that's about as much permission as you're gonna get from her.
That's as much as I expected. So Sparky puts their hand out very slowly, like very pointedly toward Rip, making sure it's kind of in his eye line. Yeah, you can come with us, and you can help us do what we need to do. And then we're even. You and me. Can't speak for the rest of them.
Just sort of nods back to you and grabs your hand. Does the like real firm, like grabbing the wrist sort of handshake.
Mm-hmm.
And stands up, helping, like kind of pulling you up as he stands up.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's get to work then. I've got something that you're gonna want to see.
Is it
So
your knee? Because
might-
I don't want to see that.
No, it's not my knee. You're probably gonna want to sit down for this, though.
I mean, you're probably gonna want to sit down for like I shot you in the knee.
He just sort of looks down and says, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." I'll
Good,
walk
because
off.
we no longer have a doctor.
Yeah.
He sort of looks over at the dead doctor's like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that. Couldn't be
All
helped."
that came to mind was rub some dirt in it.
It's not far off from that as like his attitude of like, I'm just walking off, I'll walk off my knee injury. But
Speaking
he's,
of,
the tough,
Billy-
grizzled cowboy. Yeah.
yeah. Billy, would you be so kind as to assist by moving this body onto the ship, please? We'll dispose of them in outer space.
Can't you at least have body bags?
We have a small makeshift morgue, yes.
Get one of those instead of like touching it a lot.
Sparky's gonna look
Captain
at
just
Rip.
walks over and picks it up.
I was gonna say, if you didn't do it, I'd be like, Rip, like, let's.
Yeah, the Rip will help you move the body. He's not squeamish about it at all.
I don't think the android needs help.
Yeah, that's fair. Rip probably goes to help and then goes, oh, right. You got it.
You'll get used to that.
Just sort of chuckles like, well, I'm sure we'd both prefer it if I'm not here long enough to get used to anything.
So Rip got like shot in the leg, right?
Like grazed in the knee.
Grazed
like
on the knee.
Alright. Just double checking it because I couldn't quite remember.
Yeah. It probably hurts like hell, but it's not impeding his mobility much. If it is hurting, he doesn't seem to...
Billy is finally like
notice
looking
it.
around. It's like, so what just happened?
I'll drop this body off and explain it to everyone after I show the space cowboy to his quarters.
Wait, he's a cowboy in space now too?
As far as I'm concerned, he'll be one if he doesn't watch his step.
He just
Or he
tilts his...
just like hides a chuckle. Go ahead.
He just, like, tips his cowboy hat at Captain's like, yes, ma'am.
Come on, Maurice, let's get in.
That actually gets a genuine chuckle out of Rip. And he follows you.
As they go onto the ship, Billy's like walking next to Rip, and she's just like, "Why do they hate you so much?"
He's like, I may have tried to kill them several times.
May have.
You're not really good at it.
Well, normally I'm pretty great at it. It's just that everyone here's not really great at dying. They kind of suck at dying.
No, I'm pretty sure that doctor is very dead.
I'll accept that one.
Yeah, but this is like more than somebody killed you. This is like somebody like pissed in your noodle. Did you piss in their noodles?
Metaphorically, yes.
Man, Captain could have killed you in that vent real easy. She's real nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm quite grateful for that.
Nonsense, I'm a mean tyrant.
No. You're nicer than most of the bosses I've had.
Rip sort of sizes you up, Billy, and goes, "Asteroid miner, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, they set the
Well-
bar pretty low for bosses.
I'm a ticker now, but... Or was. Captain, what am I in the crew?
What would you like to be?
Can I be the ship's cowboy?
Yes, you may.
Rip just sort of shakes his head. Is like, "How you all stay alive will never cease to amaze me. But whatever works for you."
Billy holds up the hat with the restaurant record breaker embroidered on it.
Yeah.
I even got the hat.
He just sort of does that, like, snort chuckle of, like, I think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but I can't not just laugh at it because it's cute. That sort of, tough guy, I'm going to give you, like, one solitary chuckle and then walk away kind of reaction. Does that and then looks over to Sparky and says, you got a monitor we can plug this into? He holds up a thumb drive type thing.
Yeah, I'll get you one. Just meet me in the cargo bay.
And he heads that direction. Daisy's also following you, and before Rip walks away, just like makes eye contact and does the like pointing at her own eyes, then pointing at Rip thing. And like maintains eye contact until she's around the corner.
Oh my god, Rip doesn't know that Seattle's not on the ship anymore.
He does actually. He intercepted basically the intel that the doctor was giving to the cartel, so he knows everything that's in those files. Otherwise, he'd probably be a lot more nervous.
What a creeper.
Yeah.
Is that man who wants to have sex with me still here?
That man who wants to have sex with me that I also killed the husband of?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sparky goes and gets the tablet and everything, but I don't know. Did you want to end that there, Raven, to pick it up next season, or do you want to end it here? Or wrap
No,
it up?
there's another little tidbit before we wrap
Okay.
up. Who all wants to be in the room when Rip is sharing this very important information?
I do. I just have to drop off this stupid dead body.
All right. I'm assuming you take everything off the body. That's important.
Yeah. Just get him into a body bag,
Okay.
shove him in one of the cubbies, and we'll yeet them out into space later on.
Sounds good. Words. Wow. Brain just did a short. All right. So Captain, Sparky, Annie, and Billy, do you want to be in there?
Does anybody let Annie know that they're going somewhere particular?
I think Sparky would, yeah.
Yeah. Daisy would
Just,
too. Daisy's going to be there.
Cargo bay, yeah.
Annie would probably be there
Billy is
at
along
the door.
for this ride. This very weird ride.
Okay.
Annie would probably be at like the threshold of the door, but not an inch closer.
That's pretty much where Daisy is too. So she'll just stand next to you.
She sees Daisy approach, and she has her arms crossed over her chest, but she like pokes a hand out and makes a fist so that Daisy can like lean over and fist bump her if she wants.
She does. She gives Annie a little smile.
Which Annie returns.
Nice.
Captain observes this and is like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah, and then Rip plugs in the memory stick and says, I pulled this out of that basement of that costume store y'all were poking around in earlier. This is going to be disturbing.
Rip, I don't know if this like really settles into that brain. Maybe the duster and the hat have kind of compressed everything a little too much. But you've been trying to kill us for the entirety of my life, more or less, and also you also apparently trained me and then killed me multiple times, like in my previous life. Skip the unsettling bullshit. Just get to it. We're on the clock.
He sort of shrugs like, suit yourself. He presses play. And you can see it's like an assembly line. And they are Visco android bodies, from the looks of it. They're being assembled. And then the last step, when they would normally put in, like an android head with a computer and everything, it's still a robot type head, but there's a pink fleshy bit where there should be a computer. It's a human brain. They seem to be cloning brains and putting them into androids. And he says that's looks like they're building an army.
Billy has like gone ashen at this point, because a lot of that tech looks awful familiar.
Sparky puts on their best nonplussed look, looks Rip right in the eyes, and goes, "This was too much for you? Oh, was this line too far for you? Where'd you buy your fucking scruples, the dollar store?"
Sorry. That one hit my funny bone. But Rip just also looks nonplussed and shrugs. Just like, making clones is one thing. They're still people. Those aren't people.
Right. Androids, not people. Yeah, like she's in the fucking room, Rip.
No. I don't mean that. Your captain's a person. I mean, these things are just flash grown, and they put in... I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this junk works, but they get the knowledge they need to fight, and they've got essentially human reasoning, but they're not whole people.
Why would they need human reasoning if they're just making guns?
I don't
There's
know how
no
the science
purpose.
stuff works.
There's no purpose. I'm more advanced than they are, and I'm fully automized. There's not a single organic thing about me. What would
Rip
the
just-
point of a
You
brain
can't
be?
rule over things that aren't. I know a lot of this tech.
Yeah.
In
Rip
fact, this would
sorta-
be more dangerous for them. I can be forced to obey. Chances are that can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts and information that I don't know yet. I just saw this and got wind of a little bit of intel. I'm sure there's a
Right,
lot more to it.
Is this the only place they're doing it?
Probably not.
Do you know anything about what template they're using? Who are they cloning?
He shrugs. It's like, I don't know. This is all I have right here. But Visco doesn't do stuff like this if it's not profitable, and the cartel's been working with brain science and drugs for a while, so whatever it is, it can't be good for any of us.
When did you take this video?
Yesterday. It was pretty much this, and just replaying all the interactions I've had with you all, and I don't know. It all don't make sense to me. But whatever it is you're doing is working. And that plus this just kind of tipped it over the edge for me.
Did we cause this? Do you think they would have done this if we hadn't?
Oh, they definitely would have done this regardless.
Billy speaks up. No, they probably started this about at least 6 years ago.
And Rip
she's-
turns to... Sorry, go ahead.
She's still looking very, very much like she saw some shit she should. She does not like seeing.
That's
The
fair.
good news is that none of these androids appear to have the advanced capabilities of my model.
Rip looks
Yeah.
over at Captain's like, this is just part of the assembly line. I don't know what they're getting equipped with afterwards.
For all we know,
I
they could be
can-
prototypes.
I can take a stab at a few things.
Can we get it? Can you run it one more time? And Sparky's gonna try and pay like as close attention as possible, kind of remembering what they saw in the cloning lab, everything that they can kind of.
Billy excuses herself at this point to go and throw up.
Yeah. I think Daisy's probably feeling kind of queasy too, and pulls out of the room.
Captain just wants you both to find proper receptacles.
Oh god! I hope we have more than one washroom.
Yeah, there's more than
Don't
one.
puke on my walls, please.
Daisy's fine. Like she doesn't throw up, but she, is not far from it, so she excuses herself. And yeah, Rip will show it to Sparky or whoever, however many times they want to see it. But yeah, go ahead and roll sight. $16. What were you looking for?
Anything in the background that might have, because like obviously we can see the clones and the bodies, but anything or anyone in the background that might be somewhat more incriminating.
It's hard to tell, but one of them looks like the person you spoke with in the store.
That's not nothing.
But they're
Okay.
they're far in the background and it's really fuzzy, and even this far in the future there isn't a zoom and enhance feature, so
Right. Okay.
that's all kind of all you have to work with there. Yeah, Rip says, well, I'll leave you all to discuss. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. Thanks, Rip.
He just sort of shrugs and heads off without really saying anything else.
Can you believe this guy? Give him a thanks and he doesn't say fuck all. Like, just a little bit of courtesy sometimes. Sorry, Cap. That hit a lot harder than I wanted him to know.
It's a jarring image,
Yeah.
though confusing.
Yeah, why? It just doesn't make sense.
Computers are easier to repair than a brain.
They're easier to program. I mean, the amount of work they probably had to go through just to make me what I was.
That probably actually had a lot to do with your actual upbringing, though.
Well, that's what I mean. It's such.
Unless they're intending to essentially hand children guns. Which at this point is what they would be doing.
It's easier to mold it when it's not cooked yet. Oh, fuck. Okay. We'll deal with this tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep tonight, but I can't think about this right now.
Would you prefer to leave the planet immediately?
Maybe just to orbit.
Understandable.
And maybe before I go to bed, I'll do a check of the ship just to make sure no one else got on board or is sitting on the outside.
That's fine. Just sleep at some point if you are able. You get worse and worse in Spiral when you do not.
I'll try. Thanks, Cap.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Sparky will just start doing a slow inspection of the cargo bay and work their way forward.
Okay. There is nobody else on the ship. No unexpected visitors or anything like that. That feels like a pretty good place to wrap it up, unless anybody wants to do anything else before we end the season.
Captain's gonna find Billy. Like, did she puke herself inside out? Like, is she good?
Billy is having a bit of a panic attack and then is like going back to her room and just, trying not to think about the fact that if she hadn't escaped, she probably would be a brain in a jar.
I mean, yeah, probably.
And now they're out there making other people into brains in the jar, and so what if they're clones? Sparky's a clone, and and they're a person.
Correct.
So Billy is, having a time.
Captain's going to suggest that she has grown peppermint. It settles stomachs. If you would like tea of it, it can be made.
Okay. Captain?
Yes.
If it looks like the companies are gonna take me back, could you kill me?
Well, we're not going to allow them to take you back.
I know,
But
but I don't want to end up like that.
One way or another, we won't allow you to.
Okay.
Now come on. I'll show you how to make tea.
She goes and learns how to make tea for the first time.
Love that. Anything else for Annie?
Oh, Annie. Well, she's thinking of all the ways she could get away with spitting in Rip's food from here on out, for sure. And just to make life generally inconvenient for him at every turn and every step. But other than that, I mean, not really. I don't think there's anything in particular she would do.
Okay. In that case, we'll wrap up there. Have the camera pan to Rip's room, where he is just laid down onto. I love how everybody's leaning forward. He just sort of kicks back and lays on the bed, like on top of the covers. Hasn't taken his clothes off or anything. Just
Get your
pulls his
boots
cowboy.
off the fucking blankets, you heathen.
Yeah, he's still got his boots on too. Just pulls his hat down over his face and just lets out a long sigh. This is going to be a lot of work. And he goes to sleep. And that's where we'll end the season. So, before we go on a raid, You're a lot of work. Before we go to rate, I'm going to let everybody say what their favorite part of the season was, favorite part of the session, where we can find them next, anything you'd like to share or plug. And then I will talk a little bit about the next show that's happening next season, and a couple other things. So, doing reverse from how we started, start with Goody. What was your favorite part of the session season? Anything you want to share or plug?
Favorite part of this session was just the fact that we've joked forever that we're going to get Rip onto the ship. Like, we're gonna adopt him. Took us 4 seasons, but we did it. We got that. We got him.
We have converted both of our original big dads into family.
No one is safe. No one is safe from our. We're like Angelina Jolie. No one is safe from our adoption. But favorite part of the season. Oh gosh. I don't know. Like, a lot of it was so good. I loved the whole ghost hunter plot. Like, well, we have to get into this building. What's the best lie we can tell? We're paranormal investigators. And we found a sort of ghost. And we didn't get him on the ship yet. I'm bound and determined to have Sloppy Ghost Man as our crewmate. But yeah, I'd say that arc was probably my favorite. And then the whole clip of Annie eating crap in the hallway and acting badly. But yeah, that was probably my favorite. That was hilarious.
Awesome.
And other than the game that you're plugging later, which I'll be a part of, that's about it.
All right. Words and things. Canned. What was your favorite part of the session, the season, and anything you want to share or plug, and where can folks find you?
I gotta admit, it's like I missed a lot of the season, unfortunately, because my grandpa died in the middle of it, and then I discovered I couldn't play my character anymore because he reminds me too much of my granddad. So getting the chance to kind of reapproach the crew with a very new character has been fascinating, because I sometimes have to remind myself of, like, no, this is a Seattle plan. This is not a Billy plan. Billy is more cautious. She did not lose all of her memories in all of the drama. Also, kind of, we've hinted at it in the world and stuff, of the fact that this is a brutal capitalistic hellscape. And I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more, no, I'm just gonna take it to the absolute farthest that a brutal capitalist hellscape will go. And it has turned into something horrific that I'm so pleased that Raven is running with. And yes. So yeah. God. Favorite part of this session. Look, guys, we adopted Rip. We did it. We did it. We hate this man so much, and we adopted him. Although, to be fair, we hated Daisy so much, and we adopted her too. He's gonna have one intense season of us just trolling the shit out of him.
It's gonna be interesting for sure.
God, yes, if you don't get those boots off my blankets, oh my god.
Captain takes that very seriously.
It's also been really fascinating, just admittedly, thinking about like where your characters were in season 1. Like, think back to when we just freshly started, and
50
like
episodes ago.
fucking Sparky in this episode just terrorized the man for shits and giggles, and didn't feel bad about it, and didn't feel anxious about it. Or at least not to the point where it kind of disabled them. Like, their paranoia is an understandable level now. I am not in any games next season, but you can always find me around on Twitter at CanChaosArt. I am around in the Black Feather Guild too, if you ever want to chat or anything. I'm also in the Storykeeper crew for Deus Angeles and Old LA, if you ever get interested in that project. Yeah.
Awesome. Next we've got V. What was your favorite part of the session, the season? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Favorite part of the session. I don't know if I could pick a favorite part. The doctor getting absolutely creamed, maybe. Because something had to give there. It had to come to a head at some point with the dead drop and stuff like that. So I feel like it's a fitting end to that little arc. So that was great. And then just the people turning one at a time to see that it was Rip. Poor Annie having that moment where she just had to crouch in place and be like, what the hell? And obviously thank you for allowing her to punch Rip like she needed to, not once but twice, despite the dice absolutely hating me today. I don't know what happened, but both my physical dice and Roll20 just decided that I was not allowed to have fun today. Joke's on them, because I had fun anyway. But yeah, no, not, and I thought to myself, I was like, she would punch him again, but I don't know if I'm gonna get away with it for a second time. But I was like, you know what? She would do it. She would. She's angry, and she's been trying to avoid killing Rip all this time because she wasn't allowed to do it, and now y'all have adopted him onto the ship, and she's gonna be furious for a while. Although I have a good feeling that this upcoming arc is going to be really great for Anarchy, and perhaps they can introduce arson into their resume. So that should be fun. I feel like Anarchy would definitely have a lot of fun with that facility and just lighting it on fire. In terms
what does
of the
A stand for?
Arson, Anarchy. A little bit of both. As for the season as a whole, to be honest with you, I have no concept of a time. It's fake. It does not exist, and I have no idea where the last season ended and this season started, so I wouldn't be able to tell you collectively from this season. But just, I don't know. I always look forward to Saturdays. I think that's my favorite part of the season. I always look forward to the story and getting to play with you guys, and I'm super happy that we've been going this long. Even when we hit patches where we don't really know what we're doing, it's like, all right, well, fuck it, let's have a beach episode then. Refresh our brains. Why not? So yeah, just the little moments like that and getting to play with you guys every Saturday is wonderful and phenomenal, and I love it. So that's my favorite part of the season. As for me, you can find me online. I have an art Twitter, which is @PepperoDraws. And that's Pepero like the candy, and I will continue to say Pepero like the candy because that's what I've been doing for a very long time, even though it's not technically candy, I guess. But yeah, Pepero Draws on Twitter. I've got lots of original character stuff up there, some anime stuff, some characters from Art Fight last month. So if you are interested in that, you can certainly find me there. and come join us at the server and have fun with us and chat with everybody there. It's a super inclusive community. Really, really fun. Come join us. Have a good time. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And then Jay, what was your favorite part of the session season? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug, all that good stuff?
Favorite part of the session, probably a toss-up between getting to shoot Rip and then insulting him. So it's really a toss-up. Like, as much as he is our villain, I don't know when it started, but I made a whole beeline of like, nope, he's not just our villain, he's especially Sparky's villain. So really getting to lay into Rip, while also acknowledging that they need his help, I think was really interesting to do. Also, yeah, the fact that the doctor got their comeuppance forthwith. Oh, I thought they were going to get a moment to like say last words or be pithy about something. No, just dead. That's it. So,
I forgot to mention too, they've had their memories since Annie has.
I know, I knew it. Oh, they've been cagey since. I know it. Oh. Got all these like background theories, but I always forget about them after a week has passed. Yeah, favorite part of the season. I'm kind of with Vanessa on this one because I don't quite remember where things started off this season. But I think my favorite bit of the season was us realizing that we're on like a grander scale than we thought we were, and like us coming to grips with that as players and characters of like, oh crap, this is a lot bigger than we thought it was. And kind of dealing with that in our brand Animus way has been really interesting to watch, and I'm really excited to see what next season does, and I'm excited to see what the new show has to offer in that regard as well. Yeah, I'm also gonna have to mirror Vanessa's. Like, I love getting to come in here every Saturday. Like this, I haven't been in a game that's been this consistent or this like consistently fun and enjoyable since high school, when all of the people I played with were in the same town. Like, it's never been so consistent or so consistently like, oh, this gives me a good mood and leaves me kind of like thinking but also happy. Yeah, it's been a blast. Like, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't been in this for the last 2 years. God, it's been like 2 years. Wow. Yeah. So where you can find me next will be not this coming season, but the season after, which is December or January, Raven?
January.
January. So you can catch me in the new year over there. I probably won't be on anyone else's channel unless it's like a one-shot or maybe a talk show at some point. Unlikely, but if there is one, it'll be on my Twitter. As well on my itch.io. Willing financial and other things aside, I will have Afterburner out before the end of the year, so y'all can play it. It will be pay what you want, because it's a smaller piece of what's to come. And I'm really excited to just get that off my plate so I can work on something else, because it's looming in the background. Yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. I'm so excited for Afterburner. It's so much fun.
It's so fun.
Raven, I do have a question for you, though. Are you going to tell me why Annie thought that worker was kind of familiar?
Oh,
are you just
yeah,
gonna let me hang in there?
I could tell you at this point because it won't give anything away. They were also in the medical store.
That's what I figured when I thought about it, but okay, I'm okay with that.
And I rolled for them to recognize you, and they got a 5 grand total. So they legitimately did not remember you.
Oh, great.
They don't even know what people look like. They have that facial blindness.
Yeah. They're like, you're I think you're human. And that's about all I got. Also, the reason that you had to roll D100s, I wanted to have like a roll to see how much of an impact you have had on Rip over the seasons, if it was enough to tip him over to betraying the cartel. And I decided that you needed a 200 collectively, which you got there. So So yeah,
By way of sheer chaos, we have
We're a-
converted this man.
Chaotic good influence.
Hold up, I just did the
Yes.
math. We barely made that threshold.
yeah, barely.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was either going to be he was going to turn on the doctor, or he was going to come help the doctor try and capture you. So, this was yeah, that was definitely interesting ending. So
I
I
hate
get
that
the
was
feeling
the good
it was
outcome.
less Rip. I get the feeling it was less Rip steadily developing morals because of us, and more Rip doing a quick on-the-fly calculation of, every single time I've gone against them, it goes bad. Fuck it, I'm joining them.
yeah, a little from column A
can't
and a little
kill
from
'em,
column B on
join
that, but yes. Yeah, that and the cartel is doing things way outside of what the cartel normally does. He was like, I didn't sign up for that. Plus, the man just wants to retire. But anyways, that's what that was about. My favorite part of the session, it's tough. All of the stuff around Rip was really fun. And seeing all of your reactions to it and everything. I gave you the heads up of like, somebody's probably going to die this episode beforehand, but seeing your reactions to kind of figuring out who and how was really fun. So that's probably my favorite part of the session. Though the stuff at the costume store and the pizza place with Billy was a very close second. Those were fantastic, and I, much like Daisy, just wants to give Billy a hug. Favorite part of the season, I really enjoyed. Hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome in. We're about to go on a raid ourselves, but welcome in. Nice to see you. I really enjoyed the part with Captain and Daisy in the subway and stealing the ID cards. That was a fun little moment between them. That sort of interaction they haven't really had a lot of prior to that point. Not at least not like the one-on-one kind of thing. And then yeah, I also really enjoyed the sloppy ghost man. That whole arc was a lot of fun, and thanks for the follow. Seeing you all sort of react to. Hey, thanks for the subscription.
Thank you!
If you would like, you can pick one of these lovely people to give an advantage to, and we will use that on the next season. Just let me know in chat. An advantage just means they get to roll twice and take the better of the two results next time they do something. Oh, no, you're good. Thanks, Bumblebee. So yeah, I really enjoyed that episode and that whole arc, and all of you, like, for a minute being like, wait, is this actually haunted? Is there actually a ghost here? That was just fun, and I enjoyed how you problem solved on that. And then, yes, finally, after 50 episodes, getting to what I would call the main plot of taking on this horrible capitalistic apocalypse sort of thing, or not apocalypse, dystopia. After a bunch of seasons of doing side quests, essentially, which were all amazing as well. But I was really excited to get in sort of the meat of it. Yeah, this is really cool, and I'm excited for the January season for Absentis. And then this sort of segues into where you can find me next, and other things to plug. So next season, starting in September, September 7th is the start of the season, and the next Animus show will be on September on the 11th. So the next one's going to be called Animus Violentus. So we're having a different crew, same setting, same time frame as like the last 2 or 3 episodes of this, really, is right around the time that we're hopping in with this other crew. So we're going to have a season of a different crew, different ship, different things going on, a little bit more cyberpunk, a little bit more gritty than this one, as the name would suggest, a little more violent. But yeah, we'll have a season of that, and then in January we'll hop back to this crew for Absentis and keep going. So I'm excited for that. We've got a really good cast for that one, and including Goody and V here, and some other fantastic people. And if you enjoyed this, or enjoy just sci-fi in general, another place that you can check out this content, we have a Discord server specifically for Animus. It's not the Black Feather Guild server, but a specific Animus server where I've got lore for all the locations and companies and characters and all that stuff laid out, and I'm slowly adding more and more to that. So you can read about everything, and then the other half of the server is roleplay. So you can make your own character and go roleplay with other people and their characters, and interact in sort of a parallel world to the shows. There's currently a story event that's very similar events that are happening in the show are happening on the server, with this sort of corporate war thing that's happening. So it's a good time. The link to the Discord is in chat if you would like to join that. You are more than welcome to. So there's that, and then I think the last thing to talk about is sponsors. Our first one is Fundamental RPG. I know we had somebody in chat asking about that earlier. That's the system that this game is running on. It looks like this. You can pick up your own copy on Amazon if you want the physical book, or the digital versions are available at coffee.com/raven, like it says at the bottom of or how it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. And it's a simple D20 system. It's not tied to any genre. So you can actually use it for sci-fi games like this, or we've used it for high fantasy games on the channel and horror games. You can do pretty much anything with it. And it's a relatively quick read, so it's real easy to pick it up and just sort of run with it. So yeah, you can pick that up on Amazon or coffee.com/raven. Also at coffee.com/raven, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. A bunch of really cool products with a tabletop theme to them. And then finally, our third sponsor is dieharddice.com. Die sells really awesome polymer and metal dice sets and accessories, like these really cool dice bags that have these really nice satin linings. You can find their stuff at dieharddice.com. If you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your entire order. And there's a link to the cool dice bags there in chat as well. Yeah, Dice Affiliate. Awesome. Yeah, if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we've had on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All of our previous broadcasts are available there for free to watch, including shows from past seasons. So go check that out. I think that's everything. So we're going to go on a raid. I've got our raid cry, which is a line that was in this episode, which is going to be just getting it typed out here. Is this the vent, cowboy? So feel free to copy that right out of chat. And we're going to go raid Polished Cryptid, who's another fantastic tabletop streamer.
Polish did mention in her server that she does have something set up on her Twitch to stop any repeat messages. So when you go in, just don't put the raid cry in, because it will block you. Otherwise, yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I just noticed that earlier today.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, just say hello then. But yeah, she's fantastic. She's been on the channel before. Give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And then, yeah, I will see you all. This is actually the last episode of this season, so I will see you all September 7th. Will be the next stream. So yeah, bye everybody.
Right after my birthday.
Oh, awesome.
Bye.